Hey, channel, I just wanted to tell this little anecdotal story, and I thought if I give it a title like AI will not dominate humanity, maybe that'll draw some attention. But it's a small story, I just wanted to say what it is. So, with all this agenda, like putting everything on the computer and stuff like that, so a situation came up with this building right here that we're renting. And the management sent a note that the management company, which is in California, and they own a whole bunch of properties. I mean, they own tons of apartment complexes, mostly in California, and then 3 in Arizona. But anyway, the note said that they're going to be moving all their stuff onto this platform called Yardy Rent Cafe or something like that. Anyway, it's this online thing. And the note was telling us, oh, how we can pay our rent online and do every little thing online instead of with the physical manager and all that. And then it wanted, us to give them our name so they could start putting us into the system whereby we pay electronically, directly from the bank and all that. So at first I freaked out. I said, oh no. And then I called, I asked the manager, and then I called headquarters to see if this is going to be mandatory, because I wouldn't want to really really do that. I'd rather just bring him a paper check, every month. And what was interesting was I mentioned it to a couple neighbors. I didn't want to, and 2 of them said, oh, it's going to happen anyway. Everything's going on AI, and they both pretty much doom and gloom that there won't be a choice. And that was what I wanted to know. Is this going to be mandatory? Are they going to say you can't live here unless you do this and all that? And then someone else I know rents an apartment said, oh, yeah, they've been going online with all this renting crap for years, and there's no choice. So I heard a lot of this there's no choice business. And so then I settled down for a couple of days, and then I went back to the manager. So I asked him, I went in there to pay the rent, thinking, now, see, I was thinking this thing's going to kick in like right away. But when I go in there, he tells me that he said, well, they're working on transitioning into the system, and it won't be till June. All right, this is March, 3 months. He said, it won't be till June till we find out. And I thought, well, that's an awfully long time for a company to get onto this AI platform, if they're even using, or if anyone above them is using these models that go so fast. And if they're letting AI calculate everything, and that's what I've been listening to, is just how extreme it is. But anyway, so he said that until June. So he said, yeah, keep paying paper. But the mandatory question didn't happen. And then I get a phone call from the California office. She was returning my call of 5 days ago. She said that, she goes, no, it won't be mandatory. You could still pay by check if you want. That's all I had to hear. That's all I had to hear. It made my day. And then she said, yeah, we're transitioning. We're trying to figure it out. And yeah, it'll probably take a while. We'll let you know. That's probably going to take 3 months. So all I'm trying to say is, this is California. This is a property management company that they don't own the whole planet. But you would assume that they're affiliated. But anyway, I'm just wanting to comment on the slowing down of the implementing of it in this case, because on their website, the Yardy Cafe thing, like, that's been in operation for several years. A lot of people have used it. And then they had this one area that I didn't like, because it said, well, if you're in assisted living, which I'm not, even though I'm over 50, and generally these are considered senior, we're not at any kind of assisted stuff, but they're still, the bad news being they're trying to push old people into a medical situation and then be in all your business. But after speaking to the head honcho lady in California, it's like, no, it's not going to take over. We will have the choice to do manually, walk over to the office and give them our check. And that just, to me, is like a big deal. And I just want to talk about that too, because I do listen to how bad things are going. And then I get all worked up. But really, a lot of the world, especially maybe in the small town or I don't know, if something smaller, they're feeling stressed. Like this company, AWI, they're feeling stressed about transitioning and they want to, but why would it take 3 months? You have to wonder why it would take 3 months for their system to organize how to train the managers and everything like that because yeah, but that just tells you that some people are slow behind on using AI. And okay, so I said that's my report, but I want to mention another thing because now I'm rambling about it all over the place. So I watched the fourth, was it number 4 video that the channel Mind Unveiled did, which is pretty good. It was 3 hours long, man. The guy's got a lot of patience. And mainly he focused on that movie that I saw also called The Island, which looks a lot like it's really a film about Epstein Island, really, and the cloning, or, that other business. So it was all about cloning. Now, after he did his, he did this long-ass review of the movie and everything like that. So he puts all this stuff together. But then he mentioned the movie called Seconds, Seconds, made in 1966. And I've been binging on 60s movies that might be revealing, because like I was 9 years old in 66 and all this stuff was going on. So I like watching the old movies that I never saw that were made in the 60s because, this type of movie. But anyway, the movie Seconds stars Rock Hudson, of all people. So I'm recommending you guys, if you want to go see it, it's a little, like there's some parts there, I guess, trigger warning or something. But what I do when I watch a movie and if I have a split second to do something, I close my eyes or look away or I put my hands up and I don't visually look at all the torture scenes because, like, especially in this movie, there's a scene there where there's an operating room and I won't say what exactly they're doing, but it almost looked like a real film scene of this secret stuff that they're doing. It almost didn't look like it was acted, and also the camera was real shaky when it was around the operating table, I'm just saying. And there was another scene also that looked as if it was filmed at the time, showing secret shit. And then they put it in the movie. It almost looked like they didn't all act it for the take. It looked like somebody took their home film. I don't know, I'm just saying it kind of looked like that, but you never know. But these are the movies you don't hear about. Some of them that are kind of obscure because I heard that this movie, Seconds, was banned or something, and I had to actually pay $4 to see it on YouTube. So there's a lot of films like that are still kind of considered controversial or whatever. You still have to pay for them even though they're old, which is very interesting. But maybe, I'm just guessing, maybe if the film has a lot of facts and maybe if they did use footage from real scenes, but you know how these idiots like to film all the evil stuff they do. I'm just saying. Which brings me to the next thing, which is interesting. So I talked about in my last video, like, how could anybody, about David Rodriguez, his channel, and, I was blabbing about that. So it's not like I quit listening to the side that I think is saying the wrong shit. But so I went back in there, and Nino had, he's featuring today, which is, what's the day? March 4th. By the way, yesterday the 3rd with the moons. Oh, man, I couldn't even move. Today, I just bounced back up. I had a good night's sleep, but full of feeling good after yesterday, which was bad. So anyway, but he said, oh, yeah, so he featured Nancy Mace questioning Hillary Clinton in the deposition-y thing. And he made a short about it, which brought up Frazzle Drip, by the way. She asked a direct question to Hillary, or the one that looks like Hillary. And if you see Seconds, that movie, did I already say this? It shows one way that they make people disappear, fake their death, and change their bodies. It's really freaky if it's a true story. I never even thought of things that way. But it's really interesting. So if John F. Kennedy Jr. says that the real Donald Trump died, but they replaced him straight away, I mean, in this movie, I don't want to spoil it or anything, so, But if you watch it and consider if any of that's true. But anyway, so Nancy Mace asked Hillary Clinton a question about frazzle drill. Oh, man. And so that's what they were talking about. And I personally was very glad to, because she asked Hillary about the Wiener laptop and about the blah, 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 blah. Bringing it up again, thank God, because they all got shit on them. Every one of them, Trump and her and everything. So I was glad to see that coming out. And it just looks to me like, okay, the stuff's coming out. I don't want to comment on the WAR, except that it's so sad that the first people that got taken out was that more than 100 school children. So I don't know when these idiots are going to grow up and quit killing us. Why don't Trump put on his uniform and go fight with them on the front line or whatever, the heck it is. It's really bad they have to do all this. And I'm still going to watch because, they're still saying that there's a big strategic plan. What I said in my last video about wondering why Stewarts were low and 107 going on, and I just couldn't see it. And I still I still don't see it because but each of these different podcasters reports on different parts of the thing going on. Thus, my name sees all sides, because you fucking go nuts when you have all these, like those insects with their eyes and they all look around at you. They can see 360 and the new robots and everything. Anyway, I'm just saying. So that's why I want to title the video, AI is not going to take over humanity. I just don't think it will. In some areas, of course. But so I still have faith and hope and optimism about the so-called future, even though every minute could be my last. And that's a thing too. And there's other little things that have been happening around me that are just going on an upswing, very subtle, that can't really be even talked about. So I just want to share that because, I used to come on this channel, talk about the worst of the targeting and all the bad stuff, which I'm not saying is out there, but you can kind of feel the... oh yeah, so they're going to have an election here in June, and there's a bunch of new people running for mayor. I am going to vote locally because frickin' what's his name's leaving, so the old guard is leaving, and I think there's a bunch of people that are new living here that want to run, and every once a month or something I buy the local paper and I read it, and I just get a general feel for stuff, But the fact that, what's his name, I can't even think of the mayor's name, that he's not going to run again, thank God, and I hope the city attorney's not either. But anyway, there's that. So that's why I'm saying a lot of people involved with bad secrets, they're trying to figure out what to, they're laying low. You can feel it. And this town, Bisbee, Arizona, was one, I'm on the edge of it. You can feel when this really good vibration with the community and the people is sort of like out in a dominant manner, as opposed to the doom and gloom of, whatever, the Masonic cloud that hangs over the town all the time. I'm just saying, there's the original reason why I would come back here and just so-called love it here, based on the consciousness of the people here in the community. And yet, there's still like, how many cannibals do we have here, right? It's like no one's interested in being hunted down and killed and eaten. I'm serious. You guys go watch the Bisbee Cannibal Club. It's a movie. Everyone in there, I knew them. I know them. They made it in the 90s. I wasn't here when they made it. It's on YouTube for free. Bisbee Cannibal Club. And my friend, and you have to call people friends, even though you wonder if they have another life or not. And if they do, and I know for sure, I can't call him friend, but this friend saved my life when I was choking on a potato a few years ago. So I have to call him my friend until proves me wrong. Because a lot of people got caught up in this shenanigans and they keep trying to run away from it. And a lot of people that live here got caught up in some bad things in the past, and they try to live here and hide out and run away from it and change their life. So there might be that or not. But anyway, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say about him. Yeah, so anyway, I'm kind of talking fast. So, yeah, I was talking about, oh, yeah, the Cannibal Club. So, when I came back here and I heard about this movie and then I watched it, I was actually freaked out. I don't even want to watch it. I think I watched it a few years later. You know, it was just kind of interesting to see people I know in it and the theme of what it was. And the theme of what it was, the movie, was that this group of freaking cannibals would like pick someone in town they didn't like and then network with each other and trap that person and fucking eat them. So my friend was involved in the special effects department where he actually manufactured the fake arms and legs that they would, you know what I mean? I'm sorry about that. And when they filmed it, they used the cemetery here. And there was a big controversy in town. Like a lot of people didn't like the nature of the movie. And they didn't like that it was being filmed here. So I kind of heard about that through the grapevine. But yeah, there are people I know were in it like it's a what do you call avant-garde little joke. And at that time, until 20 years ago or 15 years ago at the time, I wouldn't have even considered that was a real movie myself. That there are people that do that live here or that did it stop for a year or two. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just saying go see Bisbee Cannibal Club because now the topic, it's like it's being talked about. And even in that congressional thing, they asked Hillary about Frazzle Drip. Whoo, boy. Okay. Well, Esperanza.